Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we're doing the crossword for Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. So, on the start of the scariest month of the year...
Happy October, everyone.
Did you do the crossword?
I did.
And were you scared when you did it?
No.
Even though Jeff Chen was the second author?
He was?
Kevin Curry and Jeff Chen. Mm-hmm.
Whoa. I didn't even see that.
Yep.
Oh, you're right.
I think that was why. It was slightly harder than usual. At least that's what it seemed to me. But perhaps not to you.
Well, it's kind of hard for me to tell.
Oh.
Because I did this late at night, and I actually fell asleep. Sometimes I sort of doze through the puzzle, but I actually fell asleep. And I woke up and I was so mad at myself. I'm like, oh, what have I done? I hate this. When you fall asleep before you actually go to bed. But
was it because your time then was 45 minutes or something?
It was actually 51:19. So I don't know how long I was out, but
well, you can make an estimate. What's your average time to do a Tuesday? Oh. Subtract that from the 51.
But anyway, so yeah, I took a nap before I went to bed. But that's not what I usually do. But
See, I can understand that on a Saturday because you need your strength. So it's just like I'm starting to do the crossword, I better go to sleep. And so I will wake up mentally refreshed.
No, I just had a long, tiring day.
Okay.
But yes, so and it's no reflection on the puzzle because I thought it was a very amusing puzzle.
Yes.
But
I concur.
Did fall asleep right in the middle. So.
Nope, I was on the edge of my seat, trying to figure out what was going on with the theme.
It wasn't a very unique theme, for sure. Yeah, the theme had, there were a series of squares going across, 4 different series of squares going across that were shaded. So you knew that those were probably the theme answers, and they were. Just if you answered the puzzle correctly, the shaded squares didn't really make a whole lot of sense. It just looked like, it's a bunch of squares that have been shaded right in the middle of these answers. But then when you got to the revealer, they started to make a little more sense. So the theme clues were 17 across, AFC South team, and then there was a little phrase behind each one of these each one of these clues that was supposed to kind of make you understand what those shaded squares were saying. But anyway, this one was AFC South team, and then in parentheses, look in the lake, it's never mind. And the answer to that was Tennessee Titans. And the letters that were shaded were the NESSEE in Tennessee. The next one was 23 across, investigated journalism, but then in parentheses, what was that in the sea? I must be imagining things. The answer was muckraking.
Yep.
And it was the KRAKIN that were shaded. And then 35 across, imperial unit of volume, but then in parentheses, there's another one. I swear he just slipped into those trees. And the answer to that was cubic foot, with the bic of cubic and the foot shaded. And then the final one was 49 across, professional proofreader, and then in parentheses, over there in the snow. That had to be something, right? And the answer to that was copy editor, with the Y of copy and the EDI of editor shaded. So, it really didn't look like anything that made any sense. But then the revealer clue was pseudoscientist investigating the sightings in this puzzle. And the answer to that went the length of the puzzle was cryptozoologist. And if you then go back and look at the shaded squares, and kind of say them fast, they do all look like, like, what do you want to call them?
What the cryptozoologists study
would be studying
the cryptids.
Yeah, there. That's a good word. Yeah, the cryptids.
Right.
So the first one, Tennessee Titans. The shaded squares were Nessie, Nessee. In muckraking, they were they sort of made the word kraken, Krakin, kraken. And then cubic foot, it was the Bigfoot or Bigfoot. And in copy editor, it was the YEDI or Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't actually spelled like those cryptids, but they did kind of sound like them. If when you say copy editor really fast, it does kind of sound like you're saying a T and not a D in editor. So Yeti, Bigfoot, Kraken, and Nessie for Loch Ness Monster. So
now, did you need the revealer to see that those were cryptids?
Yes.
Really? Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because I was just like, again, I was tired.
Yeah,
like,
right.
What is this? They didn't make any sense. But then when say cryptozoologist, yeah, okay, makes sense.
I mean, for me, I looked at Nessie, and that's how I pronounced it. And I thought it was Nessie, and certainly Bigfoot. Which, by the way, I think Bic ought to leap on this right away.
Bigfoot, yeah.
They ought to release a new pen, gigantic.
They're Bigfoot pen.
And they're only going to sell it in Nepal. The Bigfoot. You have to go to the top of Mount Everest to earn a Bigfoot. I feel it's a lost opportunity there. Not sure who would be selling Yetis.
That's right.
Isn't there like a cooler or something called Yeti?
Yes.
Right.
Well, it's sort of an outdoor line of all kinds of things.
Okay.
Like I have a Yeti coffee carrier that it's insulated cup that I drink coffee when I'm on the road. So,
But of course, they've already got the correct spelling. For Bic, it would be exciting to go Bic instead of Big, but
right.
I think Yeti instead of Yeti wouldn't help that company much.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a very amusing theme.
Mm-hmm.
But it had some other good clues as well, I thought.
It started off strongly, I thought. Stuff in Santa's footprints. Ash.
Yeah.
Boy, that took me a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, that one I got right away. Oh.
I mean, he slides down the chimney, but it isn't clear that his feet touch the sides. I'm not entirely sure how he gets out.
Well, I mean, there'd be ashes at the bottom, too. So.
He is Santa, though. He can probably do, he does go around the entire world in like one night.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure he can figure out a way to keep his boots clean. Possibly not.
Perhaps.
I like 14 across, Buffett or Cook for short. And it was CEO.
Yes. I didn't think of Warren Buffett when I read that. I thought of Jimmy Buffett, but I'm like, ooh, Cook. Who's a singer that's named Cook?
See, in my case, because I can't spell, I thought buffet or cook.
Oh.
Because I was trying to make sense of the clue, and it made more sense if it was a buffet.
Yes.
I had a sneaking suspicion Buffett and buffet are spelled differently.
Yes, they are.
If not, Buffett would probably buy every buffet in the world and make it change the spelling of its name.
Yes, perhaps. I like the next one. Words after because in a parent's explanation. I say so.
Right.
What parent hasn't said that at least once?
Not me.
I say so.
Nope. Let's see. We had spot for abs or apple seeds was core.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yes, and it took a bit for me.
Me too.
I did like staggering this way and that. 28 across was a reel. I just like that word.
Yeah, that was an interesting word. I've never really used that word before.
Really?
A reel. Oh, I'm a reel.
Right. It sounds extremely Scottish.
Yes,
it seems to belong in the same puzzle as Nessie.
And now this 33 across. we keep seeing this kind of a clue. Asia's disappearing blank sea, Aral Sea.
Right.
That just, it's always this disappearing sea, and I'm always thinking, well, what's going to happen to it when it disappears? But I guess we'll have to say sea that disappeared in Asia, and I'm wondering why it's disappearing. Anyway.
It's got a leak, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's too bad.
I don't know. I don't know if we have any listeners around the Aral Sea, but I would be surprised.
Yeah.
If you happen to be around the Aral Sea and listening to this, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com.
And tell us why it's disappearing.
Yeah, go outside. You notice your lake is smaller than it was just recently? Let's see here. I do, going back to the word cryptozoologist, I just like that as an idea. I think I should become one. I think I'm going to start... there have to be some Bigfoots around here somewhere.
Well, I would say study Nessie, then we can move to Scotland.
Actually,
but I don't want to move to where Nepal or wherever Bigfoot and the Kraken are seen.
I thought the Kraken was in the sea.
Well, it is.
Okay.
I don't know which sea.
It might be the Aral Sea. Maybe that's why it's disappearing. He's drinking it, or she's drinking it. I'm not sure about their gender.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So, okay, I'm really not really good on cryptids. So we've got Bigfoot,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the abominable snowman. Aren't the abominable snowman and Yeti the same?
Yes.
All right, but Bigfoot is not the same as the abominable snowman.
No.
No snow.
No snow.
But big feet.
I thought Bigfoot was sort of an American phenomenon,
Sounds like
the woods, some woods somewhere, Bigfoot appears.
Sounds like a really good track star. Here comes Bigfoot. One stride and they're over the line. Let's see here. Bare minimums, 66 across was leasts. Mm-hmm. That was curious.
Yep.
Isn't there some other... Doesn't least somehow refer... Isn't that also a baking term?
Least?
Yes.
Which clue was that?
This was... let's see here. It was 66 across.
Oh, least.
Least. And I thought a least was some sort of a cooking term.
No. There's yeast, but not least. Or least.
I'm sure it has something to do with foodstuffs. I will get back to you, and we should get back to our listeners on that.
Okay.
An investigation of leasts.
There's you can reduce something when you reduce a liquid or in cooking.
You reduce it by leasting it?
By cooking it down, by cooking it down and causing it to boil and reduce.
And does that tie into the word least?
Not at all. But I was thinking maybe you were thinking of reduce, but
I don't. It's lodged there way deep in.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to do some mental surgery to try and drag it out.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if there's anything else. There was quite a lot else. 6 down, located in St. Louis, not Seattle, was WASHU.
Yes.
For the record, I like to call it WUSTL because it's Washington University at St. Louis, and I think that's their email address.
Oh, really?
WUSTL. Mm-hmm. But they decided that WASHU sounds better. To me, it sounds more like they're planning to attack you with claws. So I just don't know if that's a good idea. But
I just thought it kind of sounded like laundry day.
WASHU. WASHU. I thought Woostel would remind people of Bertie Wooster.
Yes.
And that's...
I was going to say, it sounds quite British.
Right. And there's a mental powerhouse, and WashU happens to be a mental powerhouse of a university. I think their acceptance rate is 0. That is how good they are.
Yeah.
We don't let anyone in.
Yeah, they're pretty exclusive.
Yeah. It's sort of a pain to teach them because you walk into the classroom and they already know it. At least that's what our spies...
You just wish your students were like that.
No, I'm content. I like my students exactly the way they are. I don't want to... okay, we'll skip over the WASHU Wushtel debate. We had garlicky sauce aioli.
Oh, yes. Aioli.
Yep. 33,
seen that one for a
33
while.
down. No, we haven't. It's good to see it, though. It has appeared a total of only 46 times.
Wow.
But I think every time it shows up is memorable.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just such a great collection of mainly vowels, right?
Yes.
Almost all
And
vowels.
sounds. Aioli.
It first showed up in like 1992 or so it's a pretty recent addition.
Yeah.
I don't know if scientists just discovered aioli or chefs just discovered it,
Perhaps.
or maybe the New York Times crossword writers just discovered it, more to the point.
That could be too.
All right. Well, I think that's probably it for the crossword.
Okay.
But it is Tuesday,
That is right.
which means it's time for Triplet Tuesday,
Do, 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 do.
as well as the conclusion of our Triplet Tuesday contest.
Do, 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 do.
But we'll start, I think, with the Triplet Tuesday segment.
Do, 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 do.
And for new listeners, Triplet Tuesday is that segment where one of us reads 3 clues in decreasing order of difficulty to the other. The answer to all 3 clues is one 3-letter answer. The object is to guess that answer in as few clues as possible. We do it 3 times, hence the name, Triplet Tuesday. And I believe you will be posing questions today.
I will.
All right, so I am braced here.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Your first clue. Man's name that is Latin for honey.
For honey, Avi.
No. That's a good guess, though.
Thank you.
That's a very good guess.
I aim to please.
Avi's more bee, but this
Right, well, bee and honey.
yeah, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense, but that is not correct. Okay. Nickname that elides Vin, V-I-N.
Nickname that elides V-I-N?
Yeah. Or say excludes V-I-N.
Did you say, I'm sorry, did you say excludes or
It's elides.
elides? Vin.
No. Your third clue. Voice actor blank.
Mel.
That's right. That's right.
I didn't understand
Well, it eliminates Vin. Melvin is the actual name. But so if it elides Vin.
I think elides, I think of that as when you sort of slur or slur sort of 2 different sounds together.
No, I think it can also mean you leave it out, omit.
Really? Mm-hmm. Huh. So I didn't even understand the clue, let alone
No.
have a chance of getting the answer. All right.
Sorry, but well, you got it on 3.
Well, right.
All right. Here's your next one.
Ready?
Prefix with complete.
Prefix with complete. Let's see. It can't be semi-complete. All complete. All. A-L-L.
No. Okay. Results of a 1995 Quebec secession referendum.
No. N-O-N.
That's correct. You know your Canadian history.
I know that Quebec didn't leave.
That's right. Yes. And the last one was opposite of oui.
Okay.
So very good. Got that in 2.
Ra.
All right. Here's your last one.
Okay.
Poppycock.
Poppycock. Poppycock. What? I want to say Tosh, but that's too many letters. Poppycock. Poppycock. Twaddle is too many letters. Let's see. Do we have a time limit on this? Could we go on?
Perhaps we should.
Could we go on all night? Rot. R-O-T.
That is right.
Is it?
Yes. I didn't think you'd get it.
See, I just needed to get a little delaying tactic there. Because I was trying to come up with any 3-letter word at this point.
Well, I was, when you were saying like Tosh and Twat,
Right.
I'm like, well, he's on the right track, but it's got to be 3 letters.
It just somehow the sense of the word didn't seem. Say again. Okay, the clue was
Poppycock.
I mean, would you ever just say, "Oh, poppycock, rot"? I guess you're both, you're seriously disparaging something.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I wouldn't say that, but I would imagine there are a few Brits that would see this, say those as synonyms.
Yeah, I always reach for the word balderdash. Because you can stun people with that word. You say balderdash, and they're staring about in shock, and then you can make your exit.
You should go to Xword Info and look up the word rot and see how many different words they use to clue that answer. It's pretty interesting.
So I see that it has appeared 422 times.
I know, but just there's just so many different words that they put in to as a clue for rot. So.
At one point, one of the clues was bosh.
Yes.
Oh, they did have twaddle.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They had piffle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's almost as good as balderdash. They did. Okay, the first occurrence of balderdash as a clue for rot was in 1951 when Jules Ahrensberg hit a home run.
I know, but yeah, they've got all kinds of words. Burcombe, bunk.
Burcombe?
Wait here, or Burcombe.
But
Buncombe?
I've never seen that word before.
No, I know.
Buncombe.
Spoilage, of course, and
Sure.
nonsense. But just it's very interesting.
Yes.
Okay, the other 2 clues I had for that was corruption from deep inside.
Okay.
Rotten in
Right.
the middle, and then go bad. Rot. So, but excellent. You got 1, 2, and 3.
Woohoo! For a total of 6.
That's right.
Which, by a coincidence, believe me, folks, we do not plan these.
No, we
and
don't.
Yeah,
I think they know that.
This is not like one of those 1950s game shows where there might be some rot and corruption taking place.
No way
Yep.
here.
That's why we have P.D. Powell as our. I'm trying to think of actually who does the auditing. J.D. Powell, the person who sort of audits various. In any event,
Ernst and something.
Ernst and Young.
I'm not
That's right. Ernst and Young supervises every move we make here, so we promise. But anyways, we did. That was 6, and by coincidence, that's how many guesses it took you last week.
That's
when
right.
we had our Triplet Tuesday contest, and we went through the mailbag and got rid of everyone who had a clue that had a 6 was the highest score that we had our listeners report in.
Yep.
And
the lowest.
The lowest score that our listeners had reported. And it turns out we have a tie.
Yep. There were 2 people that got it in 6, just like me.
Yes, indeed. And so we are pleased to announce that Emma and Izzy are our winners of this half years. Well, I'm not sure when we're going to do it again, but they are the winner of this Triplet Tuesday contest.
That is correct.
Take a bow. And yes, bravo. And after you're finished bowing and all of that, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. We'll need a shipping address and a t-shirt size.
That's right.
And well done. Emma, well done, Izzy.
Right.
And that is it for today.
Okay.
So for those of you who did not win, fear not. We will have another contest. Your time to shine will come at some point.
Before the end of the year.
Before the end of the year?
Yes.
Well, that's pretty tight. We'll have to check our busy, social
It could
calendar.
be our holiday version.
Our holiday Triplet Tuesday contest, like holiday themed.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Great idea. Okay. So you can expect another Triplet Tuesday contest sometime before the end of the year.
That's right.
And that is it for today. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Yep.
We'll be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.